It's like half charged.
We'll have enough for the video.
Yeah, we should have enough for the video.
Right.
Okay, so,
Pause this. So
yeah, stop playing the Babadook. Holy shit.
2014, interesting.
Yeah, it came out last year. More people need to see the Babadook. Holy shit, that is one of the best horror movies to come out in a long time.
Yeah, I actually can agree with that.
Like, The Conjuring was my previous go-to example of a good horror movie, but The Conjuring is nothing more than a really well-told ghost story. That's all it is.
I need to see that.
It's just a really well-told ghost story. It eschews most of the jump scares. It's got a really good sense of horror and pacing. It sets itself up well, but it's just a ghost story. This is like a mind fuck. Okay, so just spoilers all over the place. But oh my god, like weirdly though, like the first half of the movie doesn't feel like a horror movie at all. You're just watching this lady's really shitty life.
Yeah, okay, so basically this woman, alright, so she's pregnant with her son, on her way to the hospital, being driven by her husband, car accident kills her husband. And life will not let her get away from it. Like, everywhere she's seeing people making out, she's seeing,
romance movies, she watched a lot of TV.
People talking about her husband all the time.
Oh, God.
People talking about other people that have lost their husbands. Holy shit. Universe, give this woman a break.
Oh, my God. And her son is a holy terror. This kid, first of all, he's one of those kids who believes in monsters under the bed and was like, "Oh, Mom, I know it's 11 o'clock at night, but read me a story, check under the bed, check the closet." This woman hasn't slept in weeks.
Or at least not slept properly, anyway.
Not slept properly because she does have a job that she has to wake up for. It's not a very good job either.
Yeah.
I still think we've got she's like in an old folks home. They're playing bingo and people are like, no one's noticing their numbers.
Yeah, no one even
cares. At this all day. But 5 billion. Does anyone have 5 billion? And then her boss is like disapproving glare, and I'm like, oh come on, that's a good bingo joke. It's right up there with B4. No thanks, I already did that once. And her son, oh my god, okay. I don't think, he puts Kevin from Home Alone to shame.
Yeah, this kid is a fucking prodigy.
I mean, he builds a back-mounted catapult out of, like, wood and rubber bands, and it has, like, a tin can that holds a croquet ball.
And he's got padding on it.
And it launches it from his back, and we're just like, geez, I don't even know how that works. I'd have to actually, like, just take it apart and look at it. It's like, how did you make this?
I mean, I can think of how it would work, but damn.
Jesus. I mean, like, okay, yeah, he's got a sort of MacGyvered crossbow that fires darts. But, I mean, a crossbow is, it's a crossbow. It's a relatively straightforward, simple machine.
Yes, but at the age of 6...
Yeah, building one is quite impressive. Knowing how to build one is, like understanding the concept of how a crossbow works. I'm fine with him knowing that. But how the hell did he figure out, like, this pulley system for his goddamn catapult? Yeah. So he gets in trouble at school for bringing a crossbow. And this kid is just... Oh.
And interesting with the school is the disapproving principals are like, a child could have gotten a dart in the eye. And I'm sitting there thinking, but did they?
And so, like, he gets kicked out of school. And the mom is just, like, not dealing well.
Yeah.
So, one night she's like, alright, you pick the book. And he pulls this thing off the shelf called Mr. Babadook. Which is the most intense, insane pop-up book I've ever seen.
And her first response is, where'd you get this? To which he replies, the shelf. This is a child after my own heart.
No idea where the book came from. Anyway, the Babadook, Mr. Babadook, the pop-up book, is creepy as fuck. It gives the kid nightmares. And from this point on, we would be spoiling the hell out of the movie. So, would you recommend this?
Yes, actually.
If you're into horror movies, this is an easy recommendation.
Even if you're not into horror movies, because, like, I'm not a huge horror fan. I haven't seen a lot of the,
I think
required
it's a good
movies.
thing we didn't see this with Liliana, because I don't think she would have made it through this.
She wouldn't have made it past the roaches.
No, she wouldn't have made it past the roaches. Okay,
but
so
anyway,
if you're the person who, like, can't handle horror movies because they scare the shit out of them, don't see this.
Right.
Because it's effective.
Yeah, it definitely does get in your head. But, like, I haven't seen many of the required horror movies, like the ones that you absolutely have to see.
The Haunting is one you need to see.
Yeah, so I haven't seen most of the big name horror movies. I thought this was a great movie.
It's excellently done. It's Australian. Everyone's got a bit of an Australian accent. Everyone drives on the wrong side of the road.
No, we drive on the wrong side of the road.
No, actually, it's mostly just England and a couple of the British colonies. That, like, a lot of other places do our version of driving as well.
Actually, wait, yeah, that is true, because in Egypt...
Yeah, it's the metric system that we're the fucktards on.
Yeah.
We're still using the royal system, because...
Which even the British don't use anymore.
Oh my god. So, yeah, just, it's an excellent film. It's on Netflix. It's currently still in Redbox, I think. Go see this. Go see it.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, it is good.
Okay, so spoilers from now on. The mom starts going insane, I think.
Yeah, I was okay.
Like, that's the brilliant thing about this movie. It could really be either.
Yeah, it doesn't confirm what, because, bit of, interesting thing with this, all through the movie I was calling shit left and right. Like, the kid's got his shoulder cannon loaded. I said, he's going to break the window. The window breaks in the very next frame.
Yeah.
She's sitting there doing the dishes.
Drops it.
Yeah.
Sees the Babadook.
And drops the ball, and I'm like, I just
We
said
actually
break
had
the
to
ball.
rewind it to see the Babadook.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do that thing where it's like, BAM! Jumps in front of the camera, musical stinger. No,
Yeah.
he's just kind of in there in the background, and if you weren't looking, you wouldn't even see him.
Yeah. But the biggest thing I called with this was that the entire thing was just her descent into madness and having a mental breakdown.
But it also could have actually been a monster.
Right, and that's the thing is that I love about this movie is it could go either way.
But it was a very personalized monster. This is not like a Jason or a Freddy Krueger slasher monster.
Right.
This is very much the old school style, your own inner demons metaphor kind of monster.
Right.
Although, to be fair, the slasher movies were a metaphor for fear of sex. At least
really?
Freddy was.
I haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street.
I can recommend the first one. Like, it doesn't, like, you know what, like, a lot of the classic slasher horror movies aren't actually that good, they just sort of were popular.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the original two Friday the 13th are good.
The original Halloween was good.
The original Halloween was good. Like, the original Halloween is actually really good.
Yeah, well, the original Halloween's the only one.
Like, it's legit good. Like, the original two Friday the 13th they're pretty good. Like, they're slasher movies, but they're well constructed and they're good. Mm. And Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one at least, has got some really good, like, terrifying horror imagery. Mm-hmm. And it would be a stone cold classic if they'd known how to end the fucking movie. They didn't know how to end the fucking movie. And to be fair, I haven't thought of how you'd end that fucking movie. Where did I leave my fucking... Oh, babe.
It's over here.
Oh, thank you. So, but yeah, so the Babadook gets in and she just starts losing it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, and this is like sort of like a subtle thing that could also, like, remember that throwaway line she used to write children's books?
Yeah.
I think she wrote the Mr. Babadook book.
That's actually, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. It's like, because like she rips it up after it gives her son nightmares. It's just like, fuck this book.
And puts it in the trash can.
Ripped up! And you're like, why don't you burn it? And I was like, she ripped it up. Then it shows back up on her doorstep, not only taped back together, but with more written in it.
Yeah, because originally when she looked through it, it had a bunch of empty pages in the back. Now all those empty pages are filled with threats.
And pop-ups of her strangling her dog and her child and then cutting her own throat. And pop-up blood coming out of the paper.
Which I gotta say was really impressive. Like,
yeah.
That's, like, I said it while we were watching, that was the most technologically advanced pop-up book ever.
God. So, she might have made that.
Very possible.
Or again, it could be the monster because holy shit, how do you make that without realizing you made that?
Actually, split personalities,
yeah.
it's possible.
Well, yeah, serious trauma. This lady has not gotten over her husband dying at all.
Like, and early in the movie, you get a strong vibe that she blames her son for the death of her
And
husband.
to be fair, the entire first half of the movie is making you hate this kid. And then, like, then the other half of the movie is making you, like, sympathize with the kid because his mom seems to be losing it. Like, it's frankly astounding how they managed to make me hate him for the first half of the movie, and then from that point on, when his mom starts losing it, I'm on his side.
Yeah.
And she does strangle the dog.
Yeah.
So, chalk this one up onto the website, The Dog Dies.
Is that actually a thing?
That is the thing. It is a catalog of movies, and it says the dog dies, the dog is injured, the dog survives. Because there are certain people who cannot handle dog violence.
Oh, kind of like the people that go to Markiplier's YouTube videos and post the times of all the jump scares so people can skip them.
That's stupid.
It's something people in his fan community do. They will go to his videos for the horror games and post the times of each jump scare so that people that want to watch the video but not get scared can skip over the jump scares.
I like that about Yahtzee's review of Five Nights at Freddy's, where he's like, it's a very effective jump scare machine, and that's why I hate it. Because I can't play it for more than 30 seconds before freaking out because the bear moved an inch. So I pounded the escape key. So whether the monster's real or not, the design of the monster and how little they actually show you of it is really well done too.
Yeah.
Like, it's like this weird, in a trench coat with a top hat with a creepy white face design with claw hands.
Yeah.
And they do that unnatural, like, jerky movement thing, kind of like The Grudge, if you've seen The Grudge. I know you haven't seen The Grudge. God, I don't know which version to recommend. Do I recommend the original Japanese version or the Americanized version?
I don't know.
It's kind of like The Ring. Like, The Ring was a movie in Japan, and then, like,
Yeah,
rather than just, like, subtitle it, they just remade the movie with American actors. And it worked pretty well for The Ring. I don't know if it works so well in The Grudge, though.
I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, the monster was really well done.
There's a great moment where she's, like, running from the monster, and then, like, she backs up right next to the fireplace.
And
you did call this.
I'm sitting there, and I go, boop, and a hat drops at that exact moment, and I was like, yes!
But it's so, like, fucking creepy. Because there's no, like, and it's like, this is the thing The Conjuring did really well. They don't pound it as like, this is scary. Alright, this is a scary moment. Everyone in the orchestra pit, play that scary note. Twang! No, it's not the sound of an entire orchestra being tased at once. It's the sound of a hat falling out of the chimney.
And she loses her shit.
Because it's fucking creepy! You're like, holy shit, hat! It's...
Didn't see a chimney sweep pop down. Sorry about that.
No, you see the Babadook pop down, and he's like, with his claw hands. This is exactly the kind of satisfying, scary movie. I don't feel cheapened by it. I feel terrified.
You get your money's worth?
I feel like I learned something. Oh my god. So when she goes insane, suddenly now, Samuel pulls out the MacGyver case of weapons and just, like, shoots her with a dart, hits her in the head with a croquet ball, then runs downstairs.
Where he has a Home Alone trap set up.
And, and he stabs her. You did not see that coming.
Yeah,
he straight up just grabs a kitchen knife in her leg.
She's like, because what the book did was it showed her breaking the dog's neck and then strangling the kid. She goes to do that. He comes up with the knife and stabs her in the leg. Now, when I first saw it, I thought he stabbed her in the chest. And I was like, holy shit, because I did not see that one.
That would have been a weird way to end this movie. Like, after all that, suddenly the kid just kills his mom.
Yeah.
That would have been, that would have been unsatisfying, though.
I thought that was what they did for a second. I was like, what?
Holy shit!
But yeah,
6-year-old just killed his mom!
So yeah, even in this movie that I was calling left and right, they managed to surprise me, which, kudos.
And then after he trips his mom with, like, a tripwire, which was actually something I felt like he could have made. Like, it was a very basic trap.
Yeah, so he trips her, she hits her head on a low-hanging ceiling, and then
falls down, and then he
over
like hits her leg, and she falls over, and like bang, she's out.
She blocks out.
And she's out for a little while, and apparently long enough for this kid to like spread eagle rope her up in the basement.
She's tied
to
down
various pieces of furniture.
Yeah, she's tied down like this with ropes going all across her.
And the kid is just like sitting there, like looking at his mom. He's like, "Mom, I didn't want to hit you. I'm sorry." And she's just fucking tied up, and she's like, at this. Oh God, I forgot about the moment where she like climbs the door and kicks in. Oh my God, this actress, my God, she had to run the gamut from mousy quietness to legitimately pissed off mother to fucking insane wacko.
Yeah.
And she had to go back and forth, sometimes within the same scene. It was nuts.
Yeah, that was...
And you know, Samuel, for a kid, did a really good job, too.
Yeah, early on, I was really irritated because she was really, really annoying in the beginning. But
she was a freaking doormat.
I gotta give this actress credit. She did a really good job with this.
And, God. So, like, she wakes up tied up in the basement, and she freaks out. You didn't like the fact that the Babadook made that sound.
Okay. It makes this sound that at first I thought was an elephant because that's what it sounded like. He said it was a pterodactyl.
It's kind of a generic monster sound that was mixed together back in like the 30s for like I think it was King Kong.
Really?
Yeah, I feel or one of those old like claymation dinosaur movies. Like they were trying to imagine what a dinosaur sounded like.
Right.
It's a legacy sound. I've heard it in a bunch of things. I mean, it's not as prevalent as the Wilhelm scream, but you get where I'm coming from.
It was off-putting because it seemed like it came out of nowhere. Like there was a part with whispering voices that was perfectly fine, and then the monster.
Babadook,
yeah, he has this thing that he says, and that I'm totally fine with. But the
creepy
sound,
as hell.
Yeah, but the sound just threw me because it was. Like I said, it came.
You know what? That might have been because she watched so much TV. Maybe. Like, they never used that, but she watched a lot of really creepy old movies.
Yeah.
Like, weird-ass silent movies with, like, where they were, like, freaky shit.
Yeah.
Like, serious nightmare fuel, and old MGM cartoons, like black and white ones, which if you ever go back and watch old MGM cartoons, holy shit. Like, what the hell, guys? You were clearly just seeing what you could get away with.
Yeah, so...
She, like, oh, God. And then she, like, gets the monster out, and then it, like, kind of breaks into the room.
Yeah.
I am with you. The kid getting, like, sucked upstairs was a little weird. Because it was sudden.
Yeah. And it's... I don't know, maybe it's because I've seen that in trailers for, like, 3 different movies.
Yeah.
But the whole kid getting yanked up the stairs by nothing thing, I'm kind of like, Now him getting thrown into the wall, like as much as I'm against child violence, that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's like boom, right? No, one more time. Boom.
So like, the Mr. Babadook was, I guess, just the darkness in her own heart about the loss of her husband that she just couldn't fucking cope with.
Yeah, and people, her neighbor made a comment that she always struggles this time of year. Because it's
her son's birthday and the anniversary of her husband's death, all on the same day. Fun.
Yeah, and I mean, they say it's been 7 years, so I guess at this point she just had it.
Yeah, just like she had bottled it up for too long.
But then the thing that got me, and the what kind of leaves it hanging where it could go either be real or
in her head,
mind, was the at the end.
She like gets a bowl of water.
She goes to pick up her son from the neighbors,
and
everything seems all cool and fine, like
apart from the dog that they had to bury.
Right, but almost like she started taking medication, and everything was balanced out, and then
they like get a bowl of grubs together from the garden, and like she goes into the basement, which now has a bajillion locks on it.
Like the entire top of the frame is loaded with locks.
And she goes down there and like she gets like assaulted by like some invisible thing, calms it down, gives it a bowl of grubs, and the bowl of grubs just gets sucked into the void.
And then she goes back
like
upstairs.
This could again just be her like containing her psychosis.
Right.
Or she could be keeping a monster in the fucking basement.
So then she goes upstairs and talks to the kid about it. He's like, how was it? And she's like, oh, it was quiet today. And he's like, it's getting better. And I'm like, what? Because to me, that was the most compelling evidence for that it could be either one.
Yeah. The fact that the kid was, oh God.
So, like, I honestly, I think they really were going for the youth side.
Yeah, I could tell that, and that's good that they were trying to make it you decide.
Yeah.
Because if it's left open unintentionally, you can see like the holes. Like they'll be sort of weighted one way or the other. I can't pick a side here.
Yeah.
Like I like the evidence that she used to write children's books. Mm-hmm. But she hadn't gone fully crazy when they found that book. When did she make that book?
Multiple personalities.
Ah, man. So yeah, Mr. Babadook is just really, really good.
Yeah.
It was made by competent people who knew what the hell they were doing. It was well scripted. It was really well acted.
Yeah, it just...
They used their effects budget well.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell this was like, you know...
It was a relatively low budget feature, but they made their effects budget work.
Yeah, it worked like... Okay. For a frame of reference, I saw the original When a Stranger Calls, which is a psychological thriller more than anything else, and it's actually kind of chilling. The remake is a cheap horror movie from the late 2000s.
Sounds just like The Haunting and The Haunting remake.
Yeah, but the When a Stranger Calls remake had so much money behind it, and I was laughing the entire movie. This one had very little money behind it.
Honestly, most horror movies succeed better when they don't have a lot of budget. I'd say The Conjuring is one of the few examples where I'd say they had a budget and used it well. But again, even The Conjuring wasn't like a big budget movie. It's just The Conjuring you could tell had a budget.
Same thing with horror video games.
Yeah.
Some of the best horror video games of all time were from when they had shit for technology to work with.
Yeah, I think the only one that's ever really pulled it off is Alien Isolation.
Yes. Oh my god. That movie, that game was so good.
And then there's another one. Alien, the original, clearly had a budget. Like the original movie had a budget, because you can't do sci-fi without a budget. You just can't.
but you can also do sci-fi on a low budget, which is how we got Star Wars.
There you go.
So,
or at least the first one.
Oh yeah.
By the time they got to the last two ones, they had money.
Yeah, episode 4 was done on next to no budget. Episodes 5 and 6 were done on the proceeds of 4.
Oh shit, we're running out of battery. God damn it, Jay.
No!
Alright, well, we're good. Go see the Babadook.
Go, yeah, please.
It's really good. Please.
We know it's on Netflix.
Might still be in Redbox at the time of this video.
I don't know. You can check. I haven't looked to see if it's on Amazon Video. You can check.
Or you could buy the DVD. There's a concept.
You can do that. Get old school.
See you next time.